Welcome guys and girls to a brand new tutorial of the bottom layer strategy. Start by jumping through the gaps without diving. What you're going to find is you're going to find some little captions underneath which will explain certain things that I'm doing and what we're actually thinking about at the same time. But at the same time, what I do want to go over is I want to go over certain sort of tactics in regards to using the bottom layer to its full effective potential. So first of all, let's point out that if you are in a lobby with professional players will be able to stay up a lot higher than most people, and they will not make mistakes very often, which means that you may very well run out of tiles in doing this strategy. So the first thing you want to be able to identify is whether you're in a very sweaty lobby or whether you're in a very casual lobby at the same time. So this is the first strategy that I'm actually using. You can see that I'm actually taking the tiles out in accordance to where we actually see the shadows. So I'm not just going in a particular sort of pattern. Okay. The reason we're not going into a pattern is because you want to keep eyes on all the shadows and you want to know exactly where people are jumping in between as well at the same time. The second part to use to your effect is using the outer tiles to make sure you jump just nice and slow, for example. And the reason we use the outer is in case anybody goes for a jump dive strategy onto you, they won't be able to Goomba stomp you straight down into the slime. It will be actually a lot harder for them to do so because they would have to aim that absolutely perfectly. But what you want to do as well, as you just seen a moment ago, is cut off any landers that you see. So you see how he landed on the tiles? That's where you need to move a little bit faster and take out the tiles that are pretty much closer to him. Force them into an error. From this point you want to slow down your jumps to the absolute minimum. So you've got around about 2 seconds per tile. 1, 2, 1, 2, and you can see the whole lobby falls around me. Moving up, we're going into the second example where we're playing as the Horsey. You will hear in the background of this one, so unfortunately we actually had Spark City in the background. We had him up as we were supporting as well at the same time. And luckily he actually commented absolute gamer at the most perfect time that you could possibly imagine. So another method is basically to take out one side at the same time.
I just run around with my arms out.
So all we're going to do here is take out the one side, nice and easy. We're actually doing a little bit of a pattern in accordance to where we've seen the shadows landing, so we know that the shadows are possible landers right now. It depends on how close they are to the bottom layer. They will obviously try to stay up as much as possible. But you see what I just did? I just cut off the actual outside so somebody can't use the outside layer. Then I move over to the actual middle, okay? And then we're just going to turn around, take out the next layer, make sure nobody can actually drop from the center. We're going to take all of these tiles out right here, okay? So we got a massive gap to begin with. This part gets a lot easier. So you've seen the shadow that was behind me right now? You can also find the shadows on the outside yellow walls where you see the fans spinning, etc. and stuff like that. Now you want to pay extra attention to shadows on the tile, like so. You see them two just right there. And that means that what you want to do is you want to move faster so they have no chance to actually land on the tiles that you are at. Okay. From that point, when you no longer see any tiles, you want to reduce your jumping time to a minimum. Again, you get a whole 2 seconds on each tile, and then basically you'll see just here, cutting it close, we still get the win. Okay, in this example we're going to create a massive hole directly in the center of the map, okay, because any players that make any form of mistakes above, there's a chance they can fall through every single layer, and if you don't take this layer out first, what can happen is they can accidentally land onto the layer, and then you'll find yourself in a 1v1 battle as well at the same time, of which the patterns will change dramatically. Okay. So again, we're just going with the one side strat again. Just turn it round. So anybody on this particular side is screwed, quite literally. Then what you want to do is you want to bunny hop across. That way each tile becomes a singular tile. And it makes it much more difficult for players to land onto. The more difficult it is, the more chance they're going to mess the jump up. Okay, then you begin to take out the other side. As you are taking out the other side, again, you're just looking at those tiles where those jumpers are, you're seeing the shadows. You need to remember, we're watching for the player shadows from above, okay? So again, we're just changing our direction, we're cutting that off, that way people can't come over as we're going this way. We've chosen our route right now, so this is the route that we're taking. As soon as we've seen the shadow, we moved a little bit faster, and now we have started to slow it down. We're keeping eyes on all of the tiles that are directly in front of us. If you see a shadow, you're going to have to speed up a little bit, okay? The odd stray tiles, they can be the game changer as well. So it could be the one child between life or death situations. Okay, so right here, these are the more difficult jumps. Just simple jump dives. You can make these very easily, but they can't land on them very easily. And again, we just nice and easy. Technically, you could have actually got those tiles. Slowest jump at this point. This is where you want to slow it down to the absolute minimum. You can see 7 has gone down. There's a shadow actually above us, so we cut across just in case. Okay, so what we're going to do now, guys and girls, is we're actually going to speed it up to show you a fast example of exactly how we do this as well. Make it a little bit more exciting for you. And this is proof that these strategies do actually work. And they work mainly in the casual lobbies. Obviously, I've got a lot of Hexagon trial wins, and we win a hell of a lot through the normal regular play mode, because we are one of those type of players that can actually stay up very high as well at the same time. But if you are in a casual lobby, you struggle to stay up, and you actually find yourself making the odd mistake or two, this could actually be an effective tool for you to use. Okay. Moving on, we're going into another example. I actually find it quite funny how this looks. It actually sounds pretty awesome as well at the same time. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, just let me know in the comments. In the description, I'll put a pinned comment on there. I usually reply to all of those.